Okay, well, hey neighbors, this is going to be part 2 of how to diagnose or diagnosing a Husqvarna 55. And this is for neighbor Blake, and I did him dirty. You can watch the video. I did you dirty, neighbor Blake, because the church has got me real tired. And so I forgot his decom valve was in, and it's bad. It's broken. Damn it. Okay, neighbors, there's your decom valve. His probably would have plugged up enough, but we don't take a chance. We just plugged it up. And then, neighbors, I left this muffler gasket in. When you block off a port with the gasket in, a lot of times it leaks. Okay? I did him dirty because this is filthy, vile, and disgusting. Why? Every time I work on church neighbor stuff, I get frustrated. Especially when they're church neighbors that want me to work on their $2,000 saw for 50 bucks. Okay, so we're going to clean that off, neighbors. And I think I was right. When we popped a shot in this, it didn't die immediately, so it didn't act like it had a major, horrible air leak. Kind of like the church. Okay, neighbors? I don't like it, so we're just going to make him one real quick. Why, neighbors? Because we're cool like that. You know what? No, we don't need to make one. I got a good slide right here. I know I got a good one for this. There we go, neighbors. That should work good. Just trying to decide which one's best. I think this one. That's the one I had on there. We'll go this one. Get some of the crud out the way so it can set lower. See, I did him dirty because I cut corners because I'm tired. Church don't realize how tired it's making me. There we go, neighbors. Let's try this again. Just going to pull this up to where it snugs both sides of the bolts there. Okay. And then we're going to tighten this back down. And then we'll put pressure back to it. Because I did put pressure to it, but it was losing. It was losing after only 5 pounds. It couldn't hold more than 5 pounds. And I think a chainsaw should hold, you know, 7.5 steadily for at least a couple minutes. And then 5 pounds, shoot, it should hold that all night long. So I don't like to test to anything less than 7.5 pounds. But we're just trying to get this to be a basically a saw that can cut. Now, this neighbor's very close, and that's the reason I'm willing to do certain stuff sometimes. His case is real messed up. But I said, hey, if you don't have an air leak, let's just redneck this here. Okay? Redneck it. He don't need to use the saw very often. We'll just redneck it. And then we'll tune it up. And if it runs good, you're good to go. You got a good working saw. And then I'm right here when you're ready to buy another one. You know? And that's what we said. Okay. I said, and then when the case goes bad. Okay, neighbors. I must have just punctured through the rubber again. I'm not able to build pressure already. Oh, I think I loosened this one. I did. That's right. Hold on, neighbors. See, church got me real tired. I'm real tired, neighbors. Nope, still nothing. What did we do wrong now, neighbors? I don't know, but it seems like that we're not sealed up now. It was not leaking that hard. Yeah, okay, I see the bubbles. We're still having issues, neighbors, with sealing off this muffler. See? I just need to go ahead and make a custom seal. It's just hard because I don't want to pull all the rubber out. Hopefully I have a piece over here. See, I pulled that too high. Okay, neighbors? Try one more time with this. Real quick. Trying to get it right. in the right seating. That should seal. If it doesn't, I don't know what to say. It's more than tight enough. In fact, it's over tight again. I see what's happening. Something's stopping our muffler from screwing down on the bottom there. Okay, I hear leaking. I can't get past 5 pounds. Again, I believe it's coming from behind the muffler. I don't see the air bubbles, but unfortunately, I don't have an answer as to where they're coming from. I really would like to know. And so, we will real quick continue. Because the Saul's just going to go in a filthy vile container, because I'm pretty sure he's going to trade it in if we don't get it running for him today. Or at least be able to give him a better answer about this air leak, because I did call him and tell him it was an air leak, but I did him dirty because I missed the decon valve. Okay, neighbors, I'm not perfect. I'm trying. Okay, take this air filter shroud off. Careful, you can break them pretty easily. I don't have the proper flywheel puller for this, I don't think. I don't, so we'll have to try and find a nut to hit to get it off. And I should take the clutch off first. Which again, I don't have the clutch puller tool for this either. Nope. That's the thing, y'all. You don't realize how many special tools you need. Every freaking model, you need a special tool. I don't have the clutch tool for this. And so, I have ways I can do it, but I don't like to on this one. Because of where the spring is. Oh, you know what, neighbors? I may have just found the culprit right there. I'm moving that. My hose is getting worn out at the end here. Got to cut it back. I got to cut the filthy vile old wasted part off. Can't reuse it. Let's try that, neighbors. Nope. I hear it. I just can't see it. Could even be his crankcase seal. I don't see that leaking though. I believe it's his crank seals. That's what I 100% believe. Yeah, it's hard. I hear it. I just can't see it. So, I'm going to say it's his crank seals at this point because I'm tired. And I got to sit here and do all kinds of special stuff to get his clutch off. No, I don't. That's right. I'm sorry, neighbors. We'll try it. That's a 9/16, I think. This is a 5/8. thought I had a 9/16 ratchet out, or impact out. It is not. It's metric. I don't know why I keep saying 9/16. Surprised it's not a 13 mil. Okay, there we go, neighbors. 15 mil. It's probably on there really tight. There we go. There we go, neighbor. See that, neighbor? 15 mil. Hold your flywheel real tight. Take the clutch off. Take the sprocket off. And we're going to have this guide plate to deal with. And then behind that is our crank seal. But guess what, neighbors? Watch this. Whoops. Nope, I'm gonna have to take the guide plate off. We tried. That's okay, neighbors. See, no matter how much you try to expose the problem without removing all of the filth out of the way, it almost never works. Every once in a while it does, but it's because there's a process you got to go through. Okay, neighbors, now we're down to the oil pump, which is corroded, filthy, vile, and disgusting. Still do not see air bubbles, so we'll have to take our oil pump out, which, if I'm being honest, I don't 100% know how this one comes out. I don't see any bolts. It's probably an extraction tool I need that I don't have. Okay, neighbors. I do not know for now. Let me think about that. I've got to look that up. I honestly don't know how to remove that. I know there's a tool probably, or I can use a fulcrum as a pivot point somehow, but I don't know yet. So I'd like to go ahead and just take the flywheel off and see if we've got a leak back there. And then I've got to clean this darn bench up again. Because that 13 mil I literally just had is gone from out in front of me. But that's what happens when everything is a mess. You can't find stuff because it's hidden by the messy, filthy, vile disgustingness of the fake church. Okay, pretty simple, neighbors. I almost always have a flywheel nut right here for me to grab if I need it, and apparently I don't have one up here. So let me check my container over here, neighbors. So sorry, neighbors. I'm not prepared. Always have a nut in there. It's amazing that there's not one there. It's my life. Half my days are spent shifting shit around. Makes me tired. Got no energy left. Wouldn't have to if the church would come out and fucking help like they're called to. They won't. I got to dig out a flywheel nut, neighbors, which could take me an hour. Who the fuck knows how long? I never know. I just got to move shit around all fucking day long. I'm getting tired of it. I'm getting real tired of it. Why? Because if you work on 100 chainsaws, you need about 80 different flywheel pullers. Maybe 85. I'm just going to grab my flywheel. Good. That's all, neighbors. That's all you got to do. I have to order like 50 of those nuts. Okay, let's see if he's got a leak here, neighbors. I'm just going to use oil because I'm tired of spraying and pumping and spraying and pumping. Now, see, why am I pulling the saw this far down from my neighbor? Well, because I just want to make sure I know and he knows whether it's worth it to proceed forward or not. Why? Because he's a good neighbor so far. He's not treating me like shit while professing the name of Jesus. He just simply just doesn't say anything about it. It's amazing. I can hear the air, but I cannot find it. I think it's on our boot back here, honestly. Maybe it's on our seat. There it is. Found it, neighbors. I found it. I found it, neighbors. Look at all them air bubbles back there, neighbors. We're not sealed down back there. Okay, found it, neighbors. I think his crankshaft seals are good, neighbors. Which would be good news, because that means this boy saw might run. It's bad news for me, because then I can't sell him a $300 saw. But I'd rather give him this saw with a little bit of labor and let him go work with it, and then sell him another saw. We'll see what happens. Hopefully he'll be over here tonight. So I do believe, I don't believe his other crankshaft seal is bad. I don't think I'm going to dig the oil pump out yet. But I don't know if it even oils. I don't love that his crankcase is broken like that. But I can tell you right now, I just don't feel at this point his crankshaft seals are bad. And so I want to figure out why it's leaking back there. And maybe we just need to put a new gasket on behind this shield here. And that would be it. And if that's the case, that would be great. Because then I can give my neighbor good news. And maybe while this one's getting rebuilt, he wants to buy another saw. I don't know, but if he doesn't, who cares? You know? Okay, so that's going to be the second part, neighbors, just to end the video there. And if I do a third part here, I'll let you know. But I think it's probably just going to be a two-part on how to diagnose. I don't believe his crankshaft seals are bad, but we don't know if his oil pump works yet or not. And so at this point, I don't know. I think we have to rebuild the saw all the way. But we'll see what he wants to do. Because my labor on this one would be cheap because he's a good neighbor and he helps me out. So that's how it works. If you're a good neighbor, I might let my soft side come out and give you a discount. If you're not a good neighbor and you don't talk real nice to me and you don't come out and help me with your 2 hands like neighbor Blake does when I ask him, then I don't know if I can give you a discount. Okay, neighbors, that's all. I'm going to remove this shroud and then see what I got going on back there. Let's see what's our time at. Yeah, I'll let y'all let me watch this, remove this shroud if anybody's still here in case you're curious. Okay, I do believe it should just be the 2 screws, neighbors. We might have to go ahead and remove this part too. It'll be easier. I don't suppose I did have to remove that. It just seems difficult to get off. Okay, so there you go, neighbors. What's happening is our boot, our little boot here, which this is an interesting little boot. And I can't imagine that costs too much money, but you never know. That could be a little tiny $100 piece of rubber. It's leaking around here. But for somebody like neighbor Blake, where we know our crankcase is not the greatest and we're doing some redneck ingenuity, we might can permatex that, okay? But I don't know if it was leaking from there or the impulse. I think it was, I imagine it was back here. I see all the bubbles. I can't imagine that big long hose leaking. And so what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and put this in a filthy, vile, disgusting, nasty box because it's a filthy, vile, disgusting fucking chainsaw. And we're going to wait for our wretched, filthy, vile, disgusting human being, neighbor Blake, come over and decide what he wants to do with this chainsaw. Okay, neighbors, that's going to be all for this video. That's our leak. If you've got a Husqvarna 55 and it's having problems and you can't find an air leak, mine was right here, neighbors, where my intake boot connects to my shroud. That's it, neighbors. Till next time, remember, be kind to everyone. Everyone is facing a battle.